Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Raquah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to the mighty Akim, YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Cub coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I want to go into this video that I saw, and the thing about this video is I hate seeing this type of stuff because it's so dishonest. Okay, I think that's the best way to put it. And what I mean by dishonest is that is how he is basically coming in here with a preconceived perspective or whatever, and he is trying to just basically, and that's the thing about this whole clout shit with you on YouTube. People make videos to just agree with the masses, not really give a new opinion or their own, or maybe maybe they will give their own opinion, yes, but it's not a new opinion. It's just basically, this is something that everyone can agree to hate. This is something that everyone can agree to just dislike or whatever. So then, of course, naturally, you're going to get someone that's just going to be like, okay, well, look at this guy, look. Everyone, I just don't like this. I'm not going to do this, or I don't agree with this guy. It's basically, I forgot what the term is. And it's not being a raccoon. I don't think that's really the case. I think it's more so just kind of like, I don't know. I forgot the term, showing out, if you want to call it that, where rather than actually have a comprehensive perspective on this, he's just regurgitating the exact same thing that he knows that people are already going to believe and perceive from the thing. As a result of that, the reason why I say this is because I was listening to this video, all right, and the thing about this video is just like, number one, it's titled, he interviewed the most racist black people in America, where it's funny that he says that, but yet where the Black Panthers, they literally had guns, they wanted to fight, but let's respect them, all right, let's respect the people with the guns, all right, whereas for us, we are reading from the scriptures. Okay, I'll admit that I'm not gonna lie, I always thought that this whole interview type shit that Captain Tazariak did was just, I just did not like that. And also, even with him, Captain Tazariak, I think that what he's doing, he is intentionally like saying things that's like that people are like, oh my god, I can't believe he said this and that or whatever and stuff like that, in order to garner more attention. All right, so and that's basically what happens is he basically says to some Edomite woman or whatever in the video, oh, you need to empty your bank account and give me all the money that you have. Well, why are you saying that to her when in general that still wouldn't save her, number one, and that wouldn't, what's the word, correct anything, because it's not just, well, I guess realistically speaking, the real help would just be to like just understand. I don't know, understanding. No, well, at the end of the day, there's no helping. Okay, they can't avoid the judgment, because that's what Yahawadah said. But let's get that to prove that first and foremost. Obadiah, chapter, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. Basically, thing here is that soon the Edomites are going to go extinct. So there is no saving it. So yeah, basically the real thing is just like, okay, well, let her enjoy her her kingdom and whatnot. There's no need for us to, get involved, say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, or whatever, and stuff like that, because it's not up to us. Okay, it's not our business. It's not our business to be doing stuff like this. So at the end of the day, the main thing is just how, like, for us, we need to just focus on repenting. Okay, and that's the main thing. You can't be trying to say, oh, I want to take these people's money, this, that, and the third, or whatever, because YAHAWAH is going to give us our reparations and whatnot. All right, YAHAWASHI is going to make these people bow down. The YAHAWASHI didn't say go talk to the Edomites and tell them to give us your money, to give you your money, give you your whatever, or to serve you. The Lord did not tell us this, to do that. The Lord told us, endure unto the end. All right. In Matthew chapter 24, verse, I believe it's 13. I kind of want to see if I got that right. Matthew 24. Oh wow, I got it right. Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, where over here, it is as simple as, we partake in, repenting unto Yahawadah, returning unto Yahawadah, and then that's where, okay, we're gonna be delivered. Oh yeah, we're gonna be rewarded. Oh yeah, basically the kingdom of heaven is going to be ours. All right. Now, the next thing I want to go into is this guy basically saying, race does not matter. All right. Now, I want to go into this because obviously I half agree with one of these comments, but at the same time I don't. Well, first of all, let me just say, and let me get a precept to back it up. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 2. Feed the flock of Yahweh which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. Basically, the thing here is that if someone does not want to partake in this, you do not need to. Okay, you should not feel forced, and that's the thing where if you don't believe in if you don't believe in this, if you don't believe that Yahawashi is the Savior, the Son, whatever, and Yahweh is the Most High, Yahweh, the Most High God or whatever, then that's fine. Just you don't need to associate yourself with us, and you don't need to partake in it. Just, at the end of the day, it should just be a matter of you stay in your lane, I stay in my lane. And but again, like, that's the thing that people don't get it, which that's what happened with this one, I think it was a Jake, that was talking about how he was going to a pride parade and he was acting a fool or whatever. His words, not mine. And he basically was engaging in like verbal dispute or whatever with some Israelites. I don't know if that story is true or not, because it wasn't a video. He uploaded a video telling the story, but I don't know if it was true or not, because oftentimes brothers, they upload videos when they're out on the highways and byways and then they post it. So I find it hard to believe that they couldn't have found it. Like, I think that's just ridiculous. But anyway, aside from that, the thing here is how we're not forcing anyone. So if you don't believe, you don't have to believe. You don't have to be a part of it. All right. Now the thing here is this whole does race matter? Now this person over here, he said, this person is Anami Cab 3363. Race does matter in religious texts Obviously not as much as the message and the values, but it does matter, especially since whitewashing religious figures like Jesus tied a major role for oppressing groups like KKK to do what they did. Christianity has often been used to justify white supremacy, so it's pretty important to not ignore race in religious texts. But yes, and yes, for the most part, I agree with them. With this person, the problem is, and even on a technicality, I guess yes, I would agree that the message and values are more than the ethnicity, all right, / race, whatever. But I think the only reason why I have a problem with this is because I feel like people still tend to disqualify that, all right. And the reason why I say that is because people use that as an excuse to say, well, number one, Jesus was white, and number two, all the stuff that Esau did or the so-called white man did, it's fine, it's okay, we're gonna justify it or whatever, simply because race doesn't matter, Jesus came for everyone. Okay, well, you are intentionally trying to minimize the role that Esau served in the story, as well as the judgment that the Lord YAHAWAH has for Esau. All right. Now let me also go back here in Obadiah chapter 1 verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So basically the thing here is saying that this whole race of people, they're going to go extinct. So if race does not matter, why did YAHAWASHI basically say that he's going to make it so that a whole race of people are going to be deleted off the face of the earth? All right, it's very clear, it's very apparent. All right, so if the Lord is getting ready to just wipe away the Edomites off the face of the earth, it's just like, why are you now just you're again, it just goes back into white supremacy, which is funny because this person literally actually did say it. Okay, Christianity has often been used to justify white supremacy, so it's pretty important not to not ignore race in religious texts. So you are justifying white supremacy, you're excusing white supremacy when you say stuff like this, because very clearly we are still being oppressed as a race, and you want to just completely ignore and forget all the stuff that their people did to us. On top of that, the things that these people are still benefiting from the actions of their ancestors. Their ancestors are actively, it's like the actions that their ancestors did, they are actively benefiting from it. This land was stolen from the Native Americans, but whom are also Israelites. And instead of restoring the land to the original owners, you say, oh, it's too late, let's leave the white people in power and stuff like that. Like, how is that fair? All right, how is that okay? So they get to be excused from any accountability for their actions and their ancestors' actions, but the Native Americans, well, they're just fucked. They're just fucked. All right. Oh well, deal with it. It's fine. Everyone, you guys all like this, how things are right now. All right, like that's objectively not fair. All right. Yes, speaking on a very basic level, and holy shit, that is fucking disgusting. That is nasty. I didn't even see that until now. Anyway, continuing on. This person also said, I do not agree with the dude in the video talking about Jesus being black. Race should matter just as much as historical accuracy. I believe he was Middle Eastern and Jewish. Okay, sure, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. I already made multiple videos on. I think I'm pretty sure like 3-4 videos on that. But anyway, continue. This person's response, the original uploader, he said, "Sure, I'm aware that race exists in religious texts. However, for me personally, like I said in the video, I don't see how debating someone on what shade someone is as important as the message provided in the text. It's just my opinion. You make a good point that people can use the race of people in religious texts to manipulate people. Again, though, I specified my opinion. I'm not making a statement about how people should feel about races in religious texts. Using race to divide people is where my biggest issue is," which is a dumbass statement. And very clearly, YAHAWAH divides people. All right, so if you basically, what you're saying is that you don't believe in the religious text of, you don't believe the Bible. You don't believe the Bible in general. It doesn't get anything. So if he is an atheist, okay, that's fine. All right, and that is completely in his right to do so. But you cannot act and say that the Bible is all inclusive and the message for the message in the Bible is for everyone, when that's just objectively not true. All right, so I think I had some stuff here. Oh yeah, yes I did. So Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 2, "Thus speaketh the Lord, power of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book." All right, so all the things that is important is going to be included in the book. All right, now let's continue on. John 4:22, "Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews." It is clear saying that salvation is of the Jews, so meaning that salvation is for Israelites. What does an Edomite need salvation from? Themselves? The Edomites are anytime, and that's the thing. You people will say, of course, and I acknowledge that of course, that there are Edomites, there are poor Edomites that are struggling or facing some sort of hardships and whatnot in America. Let's just say America, in society as a whole. All right, they are in their society and whatnot. Some of them may actually be Israelites, and that's the thing, which I even said at the beginning of my video. The speckled bird, all right, which are, that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yahshua, meaning that there are some Israelites that might look like a so-called white person, that might look like a so-called Asian, Indian, Middle Eastern, African, whatever. All right, which again, that's another thing. Africans are not Israelites, so just making that clear. But the main thing is how we are Israelites. We as Israelites are the most. We are the. Slakia, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Slakia. We are as Israelites are the one that needs salvation. Edomites don't need. We as Israelites need salvation. Edomites don't need salvation because they are in their own kingdom. Their people controls the kingdom, and their people are destroying their own people. So how is it that they need salvation from their own race? All right, like do you hear how ridiculous that is? All right, obviously yes, this is a self-destructive behavior. Let me get this, but let's also get this. Proverbs 29 verse 2, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." And that's another aspect of it. When the wicked is ruling, then that's when people have complaints. That's when things are not right and things are not going to be right. All right, people are, and that's the funny thing. Not just Israelites, so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are complaining about the evil that Esau is doing in his rulership, but other Edomites are also complaining. Other heathens are also complaining, or Asians and stuff like that. Oh, stop Asian hate and all that stuff. Whatever that other things are. Indians and Middle Easterns. Oh, Middle Easterns definitely. I think they might be the second most hated outside of the general Israelites of so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, where people they always say some racist stuff about Middle Easterns and following Islam and stuff like that. All right, these are the things where and they are not Israelites, by the way, but there could be someone that looks like a so-called Middle Eastern but is actually an Israelite. All right. Anyway, getting back to the main topic, this whole disqualifying race, you are disqualifying the entirety of. You are disqualifying a major factor of what the scriptures say, and even then, with the scriptures, it even talks about. Oh well, actually, let's get this first. Let's get this as a result. Let me see if there's more context first. Okay, I'll just read this. Isaiah 40 verse 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. All right, so basically all the other nations are nothing in the eyes of YAHAWAH. All right, the Lord is basically saying how Israel is the only thing that matters to him, and the other nations are only stepping stones, obstacles, if not a tool of judgment for punishing the Israelites at times. Because that's basically what Esau. Let me actually get that. With Psalms 17 verse 13, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that's basically the thing where the Lord sets these other nations up as tools of punishment to put their foot on our necks to punish us for whatever evil that we did, for transgressing the law and stuff like that. All right, that's basically what they're used for. All right, so as a result of that, of course we have to stick to YAHAWASHI and try to appease him in order to remove wrath from him. And again, I don't know if this person is a Christian or not or whatever, but again, as I said before, this type of mindset, this type of perspective, I guess that's the best term. It's a matter of justifying white supremacy at the end of the day. All right, because Esau is the one that made the whole slave Bible, removed parts of the Bible and gave us only teaches, sir, slaves, obey your master and stuff like that, rather than showing us and letting us see the actual, liberation side of things, which, we weren't taught that. We had to go and learn that ourselves. So yeah, that's basically it. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shai, Hashem, Rakwak, Quadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Mill, Son of God, and Shalom.